Hi, my name is Nick Davidson, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and the Director of Athletics here at Aquinas College. And we are taking the time here to talk with you a little bit about our commitment to safety for your student athlete as they return to Aquinas College to play sports. In today's video, you will hear from several different of my colleagues that will be talking about various areas in which we will make sure that your students are safe when they return to play. At Aquinas College, we have formed several committees. The first committee is the AQ Opens team. And this team meets every week to discuss various topics to make sure that we are planning for all aspects of our students to return safely. We have formed a Return to Athletics committee that consists of athletic trainers, administration, and coaches to make sure that we are working closely with the CDC, the NAI National Office, as well as the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference and our local health department. You can see all of our updated information on our Return to Open plan at aquinas.edu/resources/saints-together. You can also follow along on our Return to Athletics page on our website at aqsaints.com.
At Aquinas College, we're very committed to the health and safety and well-being of our student athletes and our staff. We are a member of the NAIA, which is our national governing body, and a member of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, the WAC, which is our conference governing body. Our conference guidelines include areas of competition for our fall sports returning to play that include the use of locker rooms and spaces, restrooms, staff and competition areas, officials and visiting team procedures, general fan admission and seating, travel games, dates, starting dates, practice dates, which are all going to be a little bit later than our typical fall seasons. Our fall sports, men's and women's soccer, women's volleyball, and cross country, who have competition seasons in the fall, have all made adjustments to the current climate and to ensure also the health and well-being of our student athletes. Our coaches have worked very hard in communicating with our student athletes and worked diligently in committee work to determine policies and procedures for each individual sports. Men's and women's soccer, women's volleyball, and cross country have all made scheduling adjustments. The scheduling adjustments have included reducing travel schedules, reducing travel squad size to championship levels, which will eliminate some of the seating that's needed on buses and transportation. Some of the examples used for ensuring the health and safety of our student athletes include reducing travel schedules. Our travel schedules have been reduced from traveling extensively regionally out of state to traveling within a much closer radius, sometimes within Michigan or within our WAC, our conference competition schedule, to ensure that we aren't spending a tremendous amount of time outside of our own campus. This includes moving non-conference games. It also includes changing some of our non-conference games to playing our WAC competitors to reduce travel time. Another example is we've eliminated hotel stays for the most part. We've reduced travel roster size to a championship level, so we have fewer people on a bus. We are reviewing our meal protocols when we're traveling. We are reviewing our schedule for cross country and limiting it to mainly running meets locally and within a 2-hour radius, and for the most part, not leaving Michigan. We've made tremendous amount of adjustments in women's volleyball with a reduced schedule. They're starting later, and starting in September versus starting in August. Our practices are starting later. Our volleyball schedule is reduced from a tournament standpoint, so we may be playing more matches in one day versus playing on a Friday, Saturday, which will reduce our travel competition. We have done a tremendous amount of work in reviewing all of the guidelines that both Aquinas has and our WAC and NAI guidelines, and it's a constantly challenging, changing climate, day to day, week to week, month to month. Hopefully, all the adjustments that we are making will ensure that our fall sports will be able to compete, and with the health and well-being and safety of our student athletes primarily in mind.
I would like to talk about our screening process and the platform that we're going to be using to screen our student athletes and our students in general. Is going to be through our Healthy Roster platform that we're switching to as part of our electronic medical record, and it has a screening service built in that the student athletes and the students will be completing every day, the CDC questionnaire, and depending on their responses, if they answer no to all the questions, that they're not exhibiting symptoms and that, then they'll be fine. And when they show up for a practice or an event, we'll be doing a temperature screening to make sure that their temperature is under the 100.4 level. And then if everything goes well with that, then they're going to be cleared for practice. And we'll be doing that with all of our student athletes, our event management team, our game ops people, the referees will be screened, scores table people will be screened. Once each day, coaches, ourselves in the athletic training area will be screened every day. But each day, they're going to receive either a text message through their phone or an email to complete the screening tool. And if they answer that they are exhibiting some symptoms, then it will be notified, and we can then begin our process of removing them, doing further screening, and possibly referring them for further evaluation by a healthcare provider. You get in your car, you don't think about putting your seatbelt on. It's an automatic habit. It's a behavior that's been ingrained, that you just do. It's something that you just do, and that's what we're hoping. That doing the screening tool that we're going to be utilizing is going to be the same thing. That you're going to get up and you're going to see, oh, hey, I've gotten my notification. You're going to take the 30 seconds to 45 seconds to fill out the questionnaire, and you're going to go on about your day. It's a behavior that's baked into your routine, and that once we realize that this is something serious that we have to do, and it's not a burden. It's not going to be, oh, I need to take 15 or 20 minutes out of my day in order to do this. It's going to take 30 seconds to a minute to complete the questionnaire and then move on about your day.
The Aquinas College Athletic Department has taken great care and a lot of effort into putting different precautions and policy into place to ensure the health and safety of all of our students, faculty, staff, and the Aquinas community as a whole. My role as internal operations, I have been looking at the facility side, the game and event operations side of things, and also the travel of our student athletes to and from competitions. The first area that I would like to touch on is the athletic facility operations and some of the things that we are putting into place. As I'm sure you're aware, you've seen all across the country and in stores that you've been in, extra hand sanitizing stations, directional arrows, plexiglass to separate individuals from people who are giving direction in the facilities or anything like that. We are putting all those measures into place. Specifically, we are putting in plexiglass around our facility where we have customer service representatives that will be communicating with our guests in the facilities. We're adding extra hand sanitizing stations. We are going to be putting door stops to eliminate the doors being touched and those touch points, along with a lot of signage across our facilities that will add to the information, the knowledge that we need to give all of our individuals in our facilities of what they need to be doing and not doing in the facilities. Face mask for all of our students, faculty, and staff will be required. We're going to highly recommend that all of our guests also utilize those in our facilities as well. We are also going to be installing foot guards on doors that allow us to open doors that are unproppable due to fire code, that will allow us to use our foot instead of our hands. So again, just eliminating those touch points. We have increased the amount of cleaning that our staff will be doing on a daily basis. They will have a checklist hourly that they will be cleaning on machines and on dumbbells, any type of equipment that our athletes, students, faculty, staff use on a daily basis. From a game and event operations standpoint, we've taken a really close look at this as well, and a lot of care and effort has been put into it. Along with the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, we are utilizing their guidelines as the floor, and we are going to be putting in more measures to ensure the health and safety of all of our guests. Right now, we do not have a stance on limiting participants, but look forward to some type of policy being put into place in the near future. Right now, we are going to be marking off in our stands that allow social distancing, that will allow 6 feet in between each person. At the end of all of the competitions and practices, we're strongly recommending that we do not allow any of our teams or athletes to high five, shake hands, or anything like that to, again, avoid the spread of COVID-19. The last thing that I'd like to touch on is the facility operations with our laundry room and our equipment room. We recognize that this is an area that we really need to take great care of all of our students' athletic apparel, both practice and game. The first step that we're putting into place is that we're going to be limiting the amount of people who travel back and forth to this area. We will have our normal staff in that area, staffed Monday through Friday and on the weekends as necessary. But in order to eliminate the back and forth of athletes dropping off their apparel and practice gear, we are asking all teams to designate one person as their laundry coordinator to drop off apparel and equipment to this area on a daily basis. We believe this is going to help us eliminate the spread and to eliminate the amount of people going back and forth. The last point I want to touch on is our partnership with Dean Trailways Transportation. A few years ago, we were able to enter into a contract with Dean Trailways and have had great conversations through the entire pandemic. As of today, we are still continuing our relationship with them and have new set guidelines and policies that they are asking us to also follow. They are making sure that everyone is required to wear a mask while on the bus. Being that bus space is limited, especially with some of our larger teams, we know that social distancing is going to be difficult, but we will social distance as much as possible. And a way that we are doing that is by eliminating the amount of people who will be traveling on the bus. And those reductions were made at the recommendation of our college and also the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. We will only be traveling with championship roster sizes, which is determined by each individual team.
Look for a live panel information session with our Residence Life Department to follow all the guidelines and expectations for students as they move into campus this fall. Look for Aquinas College to be rolling out its plan to return to school very soon in the near future. The NAIA and the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference have rolled out their guidelines and recommendations for a return to play this fall. You can review those expectations at aqsaints.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. We are doing everything we can to make sure that your student athlete can return to play safely. Please continue to monitor our website at aqsaints.com to get the most up-to-date information. We appreciate your patience and flexibility as all of this information is changing day to day. We look forward to seeing you and your student athlete on campus this fall. Go Saints!